It's a fucking sad day. It's a sad day. You know, women lost their rights. And now they're coming for the LGBTQIA plus community, which I am a part of. This is what these tears are really for. The abortion stuff ain't really gonna affect me. Black women, they don't care if we have kids. They would prefer us not to have kids. They don't want us to populate. But the LGBTQIA plus, that stuff, that's gonna affect me. You know, everybody know I have a girlfriend. So that's gonna affect me. And one of my friends called today, and I said, "You hear that they overturned Roe v. Wade?" And she said, "What was that?" I said, "What do you mean, what is that?" And she said, "What is Roe v. Wade?" So I explained it to her. And she was like, "Why?" I'm like, "Girl, you gotta start paying attention." She's like, "Well, I don't get on Facebook and TikTok." I said, "Well, you need to start paying attention to the damn news." She doesn't even know that her rights got taken away. Pissed me off. Florida is considered a purple state, but they voted for Trump twice, so I guess a red state now. It used to be a swing state. Yeah. I was like, what the hell? And then I read that coon-ass Justice Thomas wants to go after LGBTQIA plus and contraceptives. So you take away abortion and now you want to go after our birth control? Yeah, blue states, they're not gonna just do that shit. But these red states, but it's not even just about that. It's about the fact that we have a rogue Supreme Court right now. They're not doing anything with the law. It's politicized. It's Democrat versus Republican, conservative versus liberal. They don't care about us. And that coon Thomas and his wife that participated in the January 6th insurrection, why the fuck does he get to vote? Why didn't he get impeached? I don't get it. I don't get it. Oh my God. I couldn't sleep.
Don't cry, babes.
I couldn't
I
sleep
know it's
because
angry tears. I know. But
it's
don't
like, what the
cry.
fuck, bro? They're gonna come for now. They're gonna come for LGBTQIA plus.
It's not gonna stop here. Like it's just the whole myself personally, I just feel like the whole entire system needs to be dismantled and rebuilt.
Mm-hmm.
Like literally everything is effed up.
Yep.
Everything is. Like I have a daughter. My daughter's a baby now, but she's gonna be a teenager soon. She's gonna get older. So you telling me she don't have the right to choose what she does with her body? Like that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
crazy. It's crazy to even
It
think
doesn't make
about.
any sense. It doesn't make any sense. And then, they're still they're back before abortion was legal, women were still finding ways to abort, but they were just hiding.
Yep.
So it's these young girls that I'm worried about.
Yeah,
Who
that's
are,
really, I mean, I'm 38 years old. I have three children. If I do get pregnant again, I just have four kids. I
mm,
mean, black women don't really be that quick to get rid of their kids like that. So,
no.
but at the same time, it affects, I think of it like great victims. Victims
Yep.
of, you know what I'm saying, in-house molestation, those type of things. Like that's the scary part. Now you're really telling me like the fact that they want to give rapists rights. Like how you give
Exactly.
somebody rights to something that I didn't even want. I didn't even ask for. You know what I'm saying? Like that's crazy to me. But
It
this is the
is.
world we live in. The United States is ghetto. I want to leave.
Yep. United States is ghetto. I mean, there's countries out here talking about they will accept American refugees. This is where we're at as a country.
That's scary and sad.
It's fucking crazy. It's
And
crazy.
it's crazy because the way the world is, just in general, you will be scared to even bring children into this world. Like my
Yeah.
daughter's 2, but I thought about so many things. Like I am, I am always a woman enough to say that I really did think about not having my daughter simply because of everything that was going on in the world. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not a pregnant woman in this world or a parent or a mother that didn't have that thought when they found out they was pregnant. I don't care who you is. I don't care if you want to deny it. It's a own personal thought. It's not that you hate the situation you in or none of that. Because my children's father is in their lives. You know what I'm saying? I'm not.
Hmm.
I'm a single mother by help because of health reasons with my children's father. That's
Hmm.
the only reason. So
Hmm.
that's an uncontrollable situation. So you
Yeah.
telling me if my children's father would have my children's father went into the hospital when I was pregnant with our daughter. So you
Hmm.
telling me if his situation would have went left and he would have passed away, I would have basically been a single parent just because like I wouldn't have had the
Yeah.
option to not bring my daughter into a situation where she would be fatherless. Like that's crazy to me. I'm a girl dad.
It's
Like I love my daddy. So I couldn't imagine having to put kids through that. Like it's so many different reasons
no.
women don't have children, and that's
And
crazy.
all it's gonna do is make women be more secretive. They're not gonna talk about their pregnancy. It's gonna make children not want to tell their parents.
Yep.
There's so much consequences for this. And then now they're going after other rights that we have.
Yeah.
This is not
They
like
trying to
this is what black
take
women
free
have been
birth
trying to
control for
say.
those who do have free birth control, because all states don't have free birth control, but a lot of
Yeah, they're
states
trying
do
to come
have free
after the
birth
birth
control.
control now.
So you telling me you gonna charge me to stay safe, but force me to have a baby if something was to
Yep.
happen? That is the weirdest
And they
shit
only
ever.
care about the baby while it's in your belly, while it's only a vessel. They don't care when the baby comes
Exactly.
out and receives its soul. There are children in the foster care right now. Nobody's caring about. They're not doing all this
I
shit
could
for kids that are out
And
here.
then it's like it's not even safe really having babies. Like I had my first child at 18. I had an epidural. Everybody kept saying, "Don't get the epidural, don't get the epidural." But hey, childbirth ain't no walk in the motherfucking park either. So of course,
Hmm.
at 18, I chose to get the epidural. They thought I was gonna deliver before they didn't put a pump on there. A pump is just being able to press the button to get the medicine when you need it. They thought I was going to deliver before, my medicine ran out, so they didn't put a pump on them. The
Hmm.
anesthesiologist came back in to put medicine back in my epidural, and when she drawed the needle back, she drawed blood. That was not supposed to happen. When I say every buzzer, bell, everything in my room sounded off. I'm talking about when I tell you I looked up and it was a good 8, 9 doctors in my face to the point where the head anesthesiologist came to my room. I don't know what that they lady afterwards they told me that she hit a blood vessel in my back. You could have you could have paralyzed me,
Yep.
and it's like those are the type of risks that we take having babies. With my last child, my daughter's umbilical cord was wrapped around her neck. I worked up until I was 8.5 months. I'm literally in the middle of labor, and all the nurses just like, stop pushing, stop pushing. This is a child halfway out my body. I have to stop pushing. This lady pushed my feet to my head. I bullshit y'all not. And she had to put her arm in me to turn my baby so my child's shoulder wouldn't get broke. She didn't tell me that my baby's umbilical cord was wrapped around her to after she got her out safely. Like, it's so many different things. Like,
Yeah.
I had to work. I had to work my whole entire pregnancy. I didn't have the luxury to sit back and let the state take care of me. Or, like I said, my children's father was in a hospital when I was pregnant, so he wasn't even able to do what he needed to do. So you telling me I can work my whole pregnancy and risk my child being at risk at birth, or
Yeah.
I can sit on my ass and collect money from the state and be called lazy and like it's crazy, man. It's just
This
really
whole thing
fucking
is nuts.
crazy.
This whole thing is nuts. Like there is it's so much more, y'all. So much more than abortion. And we've been
Yes,
saying
I
it.
would tell
And I
anybody.
have
Hold
saying
on,
it.
Mia. I think somebody in here was talking about an epidural. If you could withstand that labor without those people giving you medicine, please do it. Like, I can tell any woman that's gonna have a baby, the calmer you are doing labor, the easier it is. Like, the more screaming I did with my first son, the more pain I was in. I was calm with my last child, and I got her up in this world safely and as less pain as possible. If you can go through labor without taking meds, women, do it. It's safe for your babies. Do not let those doctors cut your umbilical cord as soon as your baby is birthed. Let your baby get all those nutrients out of your cord before they cut your cord. A lot of doctors don't tell you that, but you have the choice to tell them not to cut your baby umbilical cord for at least the first day after your child is born.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yes, you do not have to have your umbilical cord cut as soon as you have your baby. My baby had
Mm.
her umbilical cord still.
Did what happened?
Oh no, I
Miss
didn't put
Buck?
the video, so I had to come back.
No, I had someone in the box. They just I don't know what happened. Did you get reported?
Mm-mm.
I don't know if Miss F your feelings got reported.
I don't
Did you
know
get
why.
reported?
I don't know why
You
she
were
would.
just talking about umbilical cords.
Child, it don't take much, but I don't know what happened.
Let me see.
Do you know what we put in the kingdom?
Is it
No, let me finish this real quick. And I'll tell you. Um.
I don't
Okay.
know what
is the
happened.
internet okay? Look, she just popped back out.
I don't
I
know.
don't know what's going on, boo. I don't know if it's me or you.
I don't know.
I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened,
Whew.
y'all.
It's a long day, huh?
Um, I don't know, girl.
It's a long day.
Girl,
It's gonna be a
I'm over
long
here.
night.
I couldn't sleep after I read all the LGBT stuff, LGBT and the contraception. I couldn't sleep.
No, Clarence Thomas is on his ish. He has to try to deflect from him and his wife's January 6th shenanigans. So, he's not going to
Yeah.
bring up the Lovings case because that would involve interracial marriage. And he would hate to bring that into play, even though that's also
Oh yeah.
protected by the 14th Amendment. So
Yeah.
he's going to skirt around his marriage and focus on the LGBTQ and contraception, which is putting me in a weird spot because in South Carolina, in some weird bout of irony, before all this happened, McMaster, our governor, and I hate saying
Hmm.
his name, but
Uh,
McMaster, actually extended the rights of pharmacies to give you a birth control. Even the pharmacist can write you a prescription. You don't even need a doctor in South Carolina. You can literally just go to Walgreens and say you want birth control, and the pharmacist will give you a prescription right then and there. So it's a weird situation knowing that we are in this space because South Carolina actually doesn't have an official trigger law. But what
Hmm.
they're going to do is reconvene their House and Senate and vote on this if they're going to full on ban abortion, which they more than likely will, because McMaster was very pleased today that all the unborn babies get a chance at life, even though he's not taking into account how many children are stillborns, how many children die by negligence in
okay,
hospitals,
I don't know what
how
happened.
many children.
They on my main page for some reason. Like, they be muting my videos, taking them down,
Oh
all type
yeah,
of
that
stuff.
was
So
weird.
that could be
It was.
TikTok. I don't know why they on there, but I'm sorry,
Okay,
Glam.
let
Go
me
ahead,
make this
baby.
let me make this clear. There are more places in South Carolina than just Charleston. Y'all got to quit doing this. Like, y'all do this to Florida, you do it to every southern state. Y'all know one city and run with it. I ain't from Charleston. I ain't from Chuck. Ain't no disrespect to Chuck, but I'm not from Chuck. Everybody assumes you're from Charleston when you say you're from South Carolina. It's weird. Anyway,
Same thing with Illinois. They think you're
like
from Chicago.
no, that was a Charleston thing because everyone asked that same question. But anyway, totally unrelated. Because we was looking for you and you already on live. So now, see, we got to jump in here this way.
Oh,
So
okay. Sorry. I went to bed. I went to bed around 4:30, 5 o'clock because I couldn't sleep. I just kept thinking about like everything.
yeah, see, there's Kaylee. See, because we had to look for you. But
I'm sorry.
if
I'm
you are
sorry. I just
taken,
jumped on
do they?
live.
But
But
anyway,
I'm just so fucking mad, bro.
here's the thing. I think what we need to do at this point, let everybody feel the way they're going to feel today, but then you got to get back to business. And it's like, all right,
Yep.
now what happens next? What are your resources? What are your options? Where can you go? What can you do?
Hi,
Like
Aunt.Calei.
at some point it has to get to the part. And also we need to apply a lot of pressure on the necks of our elected leaders, like our president, who can write an executive order, like our Democratic House and Congress.
Make sure we get
Yes.
out and vote in
We have
November and
got to
change
put
things up.
people on
Yep.
notice that if they do not start packing that Supreme Court,
It's gonna be a problem.
we are
It's gonna be a
going to
problem.
have an interesting midterms. And that doesn't mean vote for
Yep.
your worst enemy. I'm not telling y'all to vote for Republicans. Don't do that mess. But I'm telling you this. It's time that because we have to be honest about the Democrats that are not progressive.
And we need
Yep.
to vote for the person
Yeah,
that they
that's
less
been
expect
the
us
thing.
to vote for. That's what it
We
Mm,
is. The
vote,
people
they
who
tell you
don't get
vote
all the votes
Democrat,
be the
but y'all
ones
don't
that
know that a
people
lot of
need
y'all
to vote for.
Democratic politicians feel the same way as these Republicans do when it comes to this subject. Because no matter how much of a medical procedure abortion is, they will refer to it as some moral standing that people
Stop
get
it.
to make an
but
opinion about.
this is what I don't understand, right?
In the
The
afternoon.
Supreme Court said it was a moral
Right.
decision that it shouldn't be with them. They shouldn't be the ones to do it. But why are the states able to do it? Why did the
Here,
states get to control it?
here's the thing. The
Because of the
Supreme Court wanted to take out Roe v. Wade anyway. Let's just make this very clear. Once people like Clarence Thomas, Alito got in there, that was their agenda. They just never had enough of the majority to follow through. The states' rights, at least for what I know for South Carolina, the states' rights when it comes to abortion is just passing the buck.
Mm,
It has nothing to do with the state having more moral standing than the federal government. It's just, oh, we're not going to give y'all an out anymore as a federal government. So now when you can't get your abortion, you can't blame us, even though we took that right from you. You have to blame where you live. It's your fault. Kind of like with COVID at this point, if you catch
mm.
COVID now, it's not about everything, the government. It's you. You didn't take care of yourself. If you didn't
and
want to
that's
live
what
in
the
a state like
I
that, they tell you to leave. Go ahead, Kelly.
What you said, Kaylee?
said that's what the 14th Amendment is about: is states' rights and how they govern and do all the Dred Scott ruling, how it all what states what the 14th Amendment gave that power back to the state like where I'm living in
Callie
Texas,
froze.
where basically
Everybody froze.
you can't like Dred Scott, where he argued, okay, I'm with my master
Oh, you're
in
starting
a
to cut
free
out.
state. Oh, is
Oh, she
it okay
froze.
now?
I can
But
hear you, my
where he
bro.
argued, this is where the precedent of the 14th Amendment started, was Dred Scott, because he argued, well,
Right.
am I a free man in states or am I still a slave? Like,
She
what
Thank
is
freezing.
going
you.
on?
Everybody freezing.
So when it came down to it, that's where the 14th Amendment started building up certain privacy rights and acts and things that where not just the 14th Amendment is, very powerful for just this situation, but you got the First Amendment, the Fourth Amendment, which we saw got the shit kicked out of it earlier
Right.
of the Border Patrol. You have the Fifth Amendment with your Miranda rights, and oh my gosh, conservative, your Second Amendment when it comes gun registries, serial numbers, gun shows, all these things. They don't think that this is just a one issue. They think it's a one issue. It's not. This is the right to
It's
track.
not.
And so, way I talked about last situation, this is setting a precedent to people that word.
Did everybody please?
Yeah, there's a lot of noise in the background. I don't know who. Like, I can't.
I think that's Monique. Thank you. Monique. Monique? Uh-oh. Monique,
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
her
here.
sound is her.
can you
It sounds interferes.
I'm here.
mute yourself? There's a lot of noise in the background.
Okay, hold on. Okay. Girl, that's that 6-year-old. Matter of fact, I'm finna put them to bed. I'll be back.
All right. But you know, a lot of people like they don't
A lot of
understand
people
the
don't
gravity of the
understand.
situation.
And the thing that's happening right now, and I noticed that like before I even saw that you were live, I'm seeing men starting to pay attention
Mm-hmm.
because please understand, and I think Muscles and Nursing said this in his video, and he was absolutely right. The reason why people are going to know that femme presenting, birthing people, women have had abortions is because of HIPAA laws being violated. Because
Mm-hmm.
your doctor now is forced to tell. You're not going to the police and say, hey, I got an abortion, arrest me. No. Your doctor now is being forced to tell on you. Today, I promise you, every woman of any type of legal birthing age who has one of those, that's why they told you to get rid of that period tracking app on your phones. Get rid of all of that. Because even if you're pregnant right now and you use the app, I remember when I was pregnant with my son, because my daughter wasn't a thing, but like, yeah. Even if you're
Mm-hmm.
pregnant and you use that tracking app, stop using it. Your doctor is being forced to give your private information away. And that's what Aunt.Calei was saying. Privacy
Mm-hmm.
laws are governed by the states within that 14th Amendment. But the federal
Mm-hmm.
government prevented them from being able to disclose your private information. And what men are noticing now is, oh, that applies to not just what medical procedures a woman has had done.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It applies to them too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
And then also, adult movies are protected under that as well. They're
Mm-hmm.
coming for contraceptives and not just the kind that women use, the kind that men use. They're coming for your rubber hats. They're coming for everything, which just
yep.
shows, and this is what I really wish people would understand. If this was totally about abortion, right? If the end all
Mm-hmm.
was abortion, why are they still going? Why are
Yep.
they coming for birth control? Why are they
Yep.
coming for Plan Bs? Why, if it was just about the fact of someone that is already had a fertilized egg in them, why are you
Mm-hmm.
going for the things that have nothing to do with the person who has even gotten pregnant yet?
Facts.
Mm-hmm.
People are very
Exactly.
ignorant.
Bye-bye. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And the
They
thing about
don't
Mm-hmm.
want to see it.
like the are not understanding the power of SCOTUS is that I've seen so many people like, woo, they're celebrating this overturn.
Hmm.
You don't want to get vaccinated. You don't think that this is going to flip the script?
And that's
Get
another very
vaccinated.
Exactly.
good point. That's a
Get
damn
this.
good
That's
point.
another. Yep. Yep.
Once y'all
Yep.
take bodily autonomy off the table when it comes to people, and I want to make this point because I think I saw Under the Desk News talking about this before I got on here. They made a point because they asked about the other parts, like, the same-sex marriage and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And the other justices, not Clarence Thomas, but the other justices said, oh, well, those cases like, same-sex marriage, Loving's case with interracial relationships, those don't involve
Mm-hmm.
another person. So those are different. Abortion involves another life, which is, mind you, the SCOTUS, which is supposed to be neutral and non-religious,
Yeah.
basing their choice on something that is rooted in religion. Because you're saying that this fetus is a
Christianity.
person.
Christianity. This is what's
Right.
going on. Christian supremacy.
And I could get into that whole thing. I'm gonna try to stay on focus. I'm gonna try to stay on topic.
I'm gonna do a live about Christians tomorrow because
Because
I'm a
they are
pastor's daughter.
celebrating this, and Black
They are.
Christians as well, and that is a
Yep.
whole other conversation.
Yep.
But I'm
gonna
not going
have
to
one
lose focus
tomorrow about
tonight.
that.
The point I'm
I'm gonna
trying
do
to
it
make is
tomorrow.
this: they are gunning for what they're gunning for is putting us all in a position where we are literally just churning out babies because the 1% knows, especially after the pandemic hit and everyone was home, oh shit, we can't keep this going without these people. It's like when the grasshoppers realized that they need the ants, they applied more pressure to the ants. They didn't admit that they needed the ants and try to work with the ants. No, they just applied more pressure.
Yeah.
We are now under pressure.
Yes.
Point blank. We are going to be fucked in
It like they're not understanding like what I'm gonna guarantee you one thing on this. Once, okay, let's just say whoever's in, there's gonna be a case presented about public safety and health. Those anti-vaxxers, they're gonna raise a stink about their bodily autonomy, but nope, that's gone. Sorry, dude, it's gone because all you got to do is present the Supreme Court. And now with the rhetoric that the Supreme Court has said, it doesn't fall under traditional values and the Constitution. Okay, well, then with that being said, are you a militia? No. Well, your gun rights are taken away. Are you a something on the First Amendment, free press or whatever? Sure, you may not be, but social media could be compromised more than it already is.
It will be.
Can y'all hear her?
Protections of
I don't hear
privacy,
her.
just the tipping point. It's just the tipping point.
There are so many things that are not being addressed right now because everyone's in shell shock, and I understand it. But it's just like Calei saying, this is a slippery slope. Y'all have, because you have to remember, only 35% of Americans even wanted this. The Supreme Court has been pulling stunts that no one asked for. They went over there and pulled what they pulled with New York, and no one even asked them about it. They just overruled it, and no one asked them for that. This is dangerous territory because we've never seen the Supreme Court do this. If anything, the Supreme Court has always been the opposite. They've tried to avoid dealing with state issues at all costs. They are now jumping in when they are not even invited. No one came to them about gun control in New York. They went over there and said, no, you can't do it.
Exactly. And Eureka Springs brings a good point about insurance. Now, Oklahoma and Texas are some of the most strictest abortion laws. And when it comes to the conception is at fertilization. Okay, so if conception's at fertilization, give me my child support. Give me my insurance policies. Give me my benefits while I'm pregnant. Let's see if they do that.
And if anything happens, any medical malpractice, if I, as a Black person, if I give birth and these doctors do anything to my unborn child, right? Because this is a life, right? That child should be able to sue.
Yep. And like at this point, these men that are praising this situation, okay, I'll sleep with you, but you know what? Guess what? We did it unprotected. I don't know if I'm pregnant or not, but it's at fertilization. Shit, you still owe me money. You owe me money.
Child support. And that's another point. That's what I was trying to get at when you brought up the COVID thing. Are we going to start whistleblowing all the unvaccinated people now? Like we're whistleblowing about women that are getting abortions. Are we going to start calling them out when they're in places where they know they're supposed to have a vaccine and they deliberately aren't? Because Muscles and Nursing brought that up as well. And it was a great video. He said, if we're doing this, if y'all going to say fuck HIPAA laws, then damn it all. If you're a nurse, if you know for a fact that someone came in there and got diagnosed with COVID and then you see them out in the streets, and they're like in some public setting where you know there's, blow the whistle on them. Why not? Because at this point, y'all don't give a fuck about privacy rights when it comes to medical information anymore. It's not just about forcing them to get vaccinated
Exactly.
for the public good. It's about, well, if you're not getting vaccinated, you're not supposed to be outside. Go in your house. I mean, like, point them all out.
Yep.
What's the difference
Yep.
between my doctor being forced to give up my medical information and the same doctor being forced to give out information about a guy who didn't want to get his COVID shot?
Facts. And I guarantee
It's
Yep.
all the same thing.
Fact.
they'll make a huge
It's
stink
all.
about the jab before they'll make a stink about what's going on here, knowing that this was what set the precedent. This
And
is what
mind
set
you, they're talking about morality
Mhm.
all through the pandemic. That's what we heard, right? My body. They wanted to use religious rights. I have freedoms.
My
You're
body,
not supposed
my
to tell me
choice.
what to do. But now you want women to be told that they have no choices.
Yep. Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
No,
Y'all thinking it's just about